Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. The glittering lights of the Golden Bachelor set shimmered like 1,000 stars over the California coast. Cameras captured every smile, every glance, every whispered word. For Cindy, the excitement of the show had been exhilarating, and the romance with Mel, the dashing bachelor, seemed almost too good to be true. Yet beneath the surface, tension was simmering, and nobody realized just how explosive it was about to get. Cindy had been radiant during the cocktail parties and dates, her laughter infectious, her charm undeniable. She had carefully navigated her interactions with Mel, balancing flirtation with genuine curiosity. But there was one person whose approval mattered more than anyone else's, her daughter Hannah. Hannah had been skeptical from the start. A bright, intuitive 17-year-old, she had always been protective of her mother. While Cindy was willing to take a leap of faith for love, Hannah wasn't so sure about Mel. She had noticed things the cameras couldn't capture, subtle shifts in his tone, fleeting expressions of annoyance, and moments of hesitation that didn't seem to match his polished persona. One evening, after Cindy returned from a particularly intense group date, she found Hannah waiting for her in the kitchen, arms crossed and eyes narrowed. "Mom," Hannah began, her voice unusually steady, "we need to talk." Cindy's heart skipped a beat. She had expected curiosity, maybe even mild concern. But the intensity in Hannah's gaze suggested something far more serious. "What's wrong, honey?" Cindy asked, trying to keep her tone light. "It's Mel," Hannah said, pacing the floor. "I've been watching him, Mom. I don't trust him. There's something off, and I think you need to know before it's too late." Cindy's smile faltered. She had been so caught up in the whirlwind of romance that she hadn't considered her daughter's perspective in full. "Off? Hannah, you barely know him. You've only seen what's on TV." "I've seen enough," Hannah insisted. "There are things you don't notice because you want to see the best in him. But I noticed the small stuff, the way he talks to some of the other women, the way he avoids certain questions. And last night, I overheard something that really freaked me out." Cindy felt a chill run down her spine. "You overheard something? What?" Hannah hesitated, then lowered her voice. "I was in the hallway. I wasn't supposed to hear it. But Mel, he was talking on the phone. He said something about keeping his options open and not getting too attached. Mom, he might not be serious about you at all." The words hit Cindy like a punch to the chest. For weeks, she had allowed herself to imagine a future with Mel, a life filled with laughter, late-night talks, and shared dreams. Now her daughter's words cast a shadow over everything she thought she knew. "You're sure?" Cindy asked quietly. Hannah nodded. "I didn't want to believe it either, but I've learned to trust my instincts. I love you, Mom, and I can't just sit back while you get hurt. Please, promise me you'll be careful." Cindy wrapped her arms around her daughter, heart aching but grateful for Hannah's courage. "I promise, Sonny, I'll be careful. But I need to know more. Are you willing to tell me everything you know?" Hannah took a deep breath, her eyes fierce. "Everything. And you need to listen, Mom, really listen, because this could change everything." The next day, the tension on set was palpable. Cindy could feel it in the way Mel smiled a little too confidently, the way the other contestants watched her with curious eyes. Hannah had begged her not to confront Mel immediately, warning that doing so without proof could make Cindy look irrational. But Cindy's curiosity and her motherly instincts demanded answers. During the group date, a wine-tasting event at a sprawling vineyard, Cindy finally found a quiet moment. She cornered Mel near a sun-drenched terrace, the ocean sparkling behind them. "Mel," she began, her voice steady but laced with emotion, "can we talk?" Mel's brow furrowed. "Of course, Cindy. What's on your mind?" Cindy took a deep breath. "I heard something that made me question your intentions. I don't want to accuse you of anything, but I need honesty. Are you truly serious about me?" For a split second, Mel's confident facade wavered. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Cindy? Of course I am. You're incredible. Why would you even doubt that?" Cindy studied him carefully, her heart racing. "Because I have reasons, and because my daughter, Hannah, has noticed things too. She cares about me, Mel, and I need to know that you're not just playing a game." Mel's face hardened slightly. "I'm not playing a game. I came here to find someone I connect with. Isn't that what this show is about?" "It is," Cindy replied, her voice firm. "But if you're hiding your true feelings, it's not fair to me, or to anyone else. I need to know who I'm really dealing with." Mel paused, his eyes flicking toward the vineyard's edge. "Cindy, Before he could finish, a camera crew approached, signaling the end of their private moment. Cindy's heart sank. She hadn't gotten the answer she needed, but Hannah's warnings echoed in her mind, a persistent reminder that appearances could be deceiving. Later that evening, back at the mansion, Cindy found herself unable to sleep. The moonlight spilled across the room as she sat on the edge of her bed, phone in hand. Hannah's text appeared. "Mom, remember what I said. Watch him. Don't let anyone blind you with charm. I love you." Cindy smiled weakly, feeling both reassured and anxious. Her daughter's words were a lifeline, but the uncertainty gnawed at her. Tomorrow would be another day of dates, confessions, and possibly more revelations. She knew she had to tread carefully, but she also knew one thing for certain. Her daughter's voice mattered more than any rose or romantic gesture on that set. The next morning, tensions exploded. During the rose ceremony, Cindy noticed Mel acting distant, distracted, almost cold. The other women whispered, sensing the friction, but nobody could put their finger on it. And then it happened. Hannah made her move. In a surprising twist arranged by producers for dramatic effect, Hannah appeared on set as a surprise guest. Cameras zoomed in as she walked confidently towards Cindy, her gaze fixed on Mel. "Mom, we need to talk, publicly," Hannah declared, her voice echoing across the mansion's garden. Gasps filled the air. Contestants froze. Even the producers exchanged nervous glances. Mel's jaw tightened, and Cindy felt her pulse quicken. "What are you doing here, Hannah?" Cindy whispered, half proud, half terrified. Hannah turned to the cameras, then back to Mel. "I'm here because I need to say something. Mel, I know what you've been saying behind closed doors. I've seen it, I've heard it, and I cannot let my mom be missold. You need to be honest. Are your intentions pure, or is this just a show for you?" The silence was deafening. Contestants and crew alike watched, frozen in anticipation. Mel's face was unreadable, but his eyes betrayed a flicker of panic. Cindy stepped forward, her hand resting on Hannah's shoulder. "Hannah, thank you for speaking up. Mel, you owe us the truth." Mel swallowed, looking around at the cameras, the contestants, and the determined mother-daughter duo standing before him. I didn't expect this," he admitted, his voice tight. "But yes, I came here hoping to find love. I do care about Cindy. But maybe I've been confused, maybe even a little reckless. I didn't realize how my words could be interpreted." Hannah crossed her arms, unimpressed. Confused. Mom deserves clarity, not excuses. If you care about her, prove it. Don't hide behind charm or manipulation. The tension was unbearable. Cindy felt a surge of pride for her daughter and a simultaneous ache for the heartbreak that might come. She realized something crucial in that moment. No matter what happened with Mel, she and Hannah were a team. And no rose, no date, no fantasy could ever change that. Almost electric, as the wind whispered through the palm trees. Cameras whirred, catching every flicker of emotion. Cindy's heart pounded, a mix of fear, anticipation, and determination. Her daughter Hannah had just delivered a public challenge to Mel, and the reaction was more dramatic than anyone anticipated. Mel ran a hand through his hair, trying to maintain composure, but the cracks in his confident facade were obvious. "Cindy," he began, voice shaky, I didn't mean for any of this to happen like this. I care about you. I really do. But Hannah, she's right. I need to be honest." The other contestants exchanged glances. Some whispered under their breath. Others shifted uncomfortably. The air felt thick with anticipation, as if everyone were collectively holding their breath. Cindy's eyes narrowed slightly. "Then speak, Mel. Don't give me half-truths. I need everything laid bare, right now." Mel took a deep breath. "All right, here it is. When I said I was keeping my options open, I didn't mean I was manipulating anyone, but I was cautious. I've been hurt before, Cindy. I didn't want to get too attached too quickly. And yes, I said things I shouldn't have, things that weren't fair to you." Hannah stepped forward, unwavering. "Cindy deserves more than half-hearted words. Mom, you've been patient, loving, and honest throughout this entire process. You're not someone to be toyed with." Mel looked at Hannah, a mix of guilt and frustration in his eyes. "I know, Hannah. I see that now. I really do care about Cindy. I got scared." Cindy felt her chest tighten. She wanted to believe him, but her instincts, sharpened by her daughter's observations, warned her to be careful. She remembered the phone conversation Hannah had overheard. Could she trust Mel's sudden admission? "Words aren't enough anymore, Mel," Cindy said softly but firmly. "I need actions. I need proof that you're serious. If you really care, you'll show it, not just to me, but to everyone here, including my daughter." Mel nodded slowly, realizing the weight of the moment. "You're right. I understand. I'll do whatever it takes to show you." For a moment, there was silence. Then, unexpectedly, one of the producers intervened. "Mel, we can arrange a private date tonight, one where you can demonstrate your intentions clearly. Cindy, Hannah, if you're willing, you can both join. We want to give everyone a fair chance to understand the truth." Cindy glanced at Hannah. The younger woman's expression was resolute. "I'll be there," Hannah said. "But Mom, remember, your heart comes first. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise." The private date? Later that evening, the villa's terrace was bathed in soft, golden light. Candles flickered along the edges of the infinity pool, the ocean waves crashing rhythmically below. Cindy and Hannah arrived together, the tension between them a mix of anticipation and protective caution. Mel waited, nervously adjusting his collar. Cindy's eyes locked onto his. "This is your chance, Mel. Show me who you really are." Mel took a deep breath. "Cindy, Hannah, I know I've made mistakes. I've been cautious, yes, but it's because I didn't want to hurt anyone. I care about Cindy more than I realized. And Hannah, I want you to see that I mean it." He led them through a series of activities carefully designed to reveal his character, helping a local vineyard worker harvest grapes, preparing a meal together, and finally sitting by the ocean to have a heart-to-heart conversation. Cindy observed everything with a critical eye. Every gesture, every word, every glance mattered. She could feel Hannah watching too, her daughter's intuition sharp as ever. Finally, Mel took Cindy's hand. "I've been a coward in some ways. I was afraid of getting hurt, afraid of losing control. But sitting here with you, I realized that love isn't about being safe. It's about being honest, vulnerable, and committed. Cindy, I want you to be sure that I'm serious about you." Cindy's eyes filled with tears. Part of her wanted to believe, to surrender to the romance she had envisioned. But another part remembered Hannah's warning. "Mel, I want to believe you. I really do. But trust isn't given, it's earned." Hannah spoke, her voice steady but firm. "Mom, your heart is strong. You've already done the hardest part, listening, observing, protecting yourself. Mel, this is your moment. Don't waste it." Mel nodded solemnly. "I understand, and I won't waste it." The twist. As the night wore on, just when Cindy began to feel a cautious sense of hope, the unexpected happened. A fellow contestant, feeling jealous and protective of her own position, revealed a private text Mel had sent days earlier. The message suggested hesitation and interest in another contestant. The revelation sent shockwaves through the villa. Cindy's heart sank. Hannah's earlier warnings now seemed prophetic. Mel looked cornered, his composure cracking. "It's not what it seems," he pleaded. "I can explain. Please just listen." Cindy's voice trembled with a mix of anger and disappointment. "I've listened, Mel. I've given you a chance to prove yourself. But trust can't be rebuilt overnight, and deception has consequences." Hannah stepped forward, proud but empathetic. "Mom, whatever happens, remember this. You are strong, you are loved, and no one, no man, no bachelor can define your worth. You have us, and that's what matters." Cindy looked at her daughter, her heart swelling with gratitude. She realized that the Golden Bachelor might have been a game of roses and illusions, but in this moment, the most valuable thing she had was the unwavering truth of her daughter's concern and love. Mel, defeated but still trying, reached out. "Cindy, I never meant to hurt you." Cindy shook her head. "I hope you understand now that actions, not words, define intention. I need to make decisions that protect my heart and my family. That's all I can do." The cameras captured every moment, but for Cindy and Hannah, it was more than a reality show. It was a lesson in courage, discernment, and the unbreakable bond between mother and daughter. Resolution. The next morning, Cindy and Hannah shared a quiet breakfast. The drama of the previous night lingered in the air, but they were stronger for it. "Mom," Hannah said, smiling softly, "you handled everything with dignity. No matter what happens, I'm proud of you." Cindy reached across the table, holding her daughter's hand. "And I'm proud of you, Hannah. You spoke your truth, and you helped me see what really matters. I love you more than anything." Hannah grinned. "Love you too, Mom. And remember, roses are nice, but honesty is priceless." Cindy laughed, a sound filled with relief and warmth. She realized that while the Golden Bachelor was full of glamour, suspense, and heartbreak, the true victory lay in the trust and bond she shared with her daughter, an unshakable connection that no rose ceremony could ever rival. And as the sun rose over the California coast, Cindy knew one thing for certain. No matter what twists and turns life threw at her, she and Hannah would always face them together, fearless, honest,
The following week
and
on
Golden
Unstoppable.
Bachelor began like any other. Champagne flutes glinting in the sun, cameras capturing every smile, every glance, every whispered word. But Cindy and Hannah both knew the villa was a powder keg waiting to explode. Mel had been under intense scrutiny ever since Hannah's confrontation. While he tried to charm his way back into Cindy's heart, whispers about his loyalty swirled among the contestants. The secret alliance. It wasn't long before Cindy discovered that a few of the other women had formed a secret alliance. They shared snippets of conversations, quietly comparing notes about Mel's behavior. Some were hopeful, some suspicious, and others downright competitive. It was a subtle web of manipulation and deception, and Cindy realized she had to navigate it carefully. Hannah, ever perceptive, noticed it first. "Mom," she whispered one evening as they lounged by the pool. "Watch who's whispering to who. Some of these women aren't just here for the roses. They're playing games." Cindy nodded, grateful for her daughter's sharp eyes. "I trust you, Hannah. You're right. I can't get distracted by the drama, though I have to focus on what I feel and what's real." Hannah smiled knowingly. "Exactly. Keep your heart in check. The rest is noise." Mel's second attempt. Determined to prove himself, Mel orchestrated a one-on-one date that seemed designed to be irresistible. A private helicopter ride over the coast, ending in a secluded cliffside dinner with a fire pit casting a warm glow. "Cindy," he began as they settled into their seats, the wind tugging at their hair. "I want to be honest, more honest than I've ever been. I know I've made mistakes, big ones, but my feelings for you are real." Cindy studied him carefully, her gaze searching for sincerity. "Mel, I want to believe you, I do. But after what Hannah revealed, and after that text message, how can I be sure this isn't just another game?" Mel swallowed. "You can't be sure. I can only show you. Let me prove it. Give me a chance to make it right." Cindy hesitated. The romantic setting, the dramatic sunset, it was almost cinematic. Yet she remembered Hannah's voice, firm and unwavering. "Your heart comes first." "I'll give you a chance," she said finally. "But one chance, and I'll be watching every move." The shocking twist. Just as the evening seemed to promise reconciliation, the producers dropped a bombshell. An anonymous tip had surfaced claiming that Mel had been in contact with someone outside the show, a former flame who had apparently been flying under the radar. Cameras panned as Mel's expression shifted from nervousness to shock. "What?" Cindy whispered, feeling a cold pit in her stomach. Mel looked pale. I can explain. That was before the show started. It's over now, I swear. I want only you." Hannah's eyes narrowed. "Mom, do you believe him?" Cindy's heart ached. She wanted to, desperately. But the evidence, the secrecy, the timing, it all made her pause. The confrontation. Back at the mansion, the tension reached its peak during the next rose ceremony. Contestants whispered, glances darted, and the air felt thick with anticipation. Cindy, feeling the weight of both her emotions and her daughter's wisdom, decided it was time to confront Mel in front of everyone. "Mel," Cindy began, her voice steady, carrying across the terrace, "we need the truth. No excuses, no charm, no games. Was there someone else outside the show while you were here?" Mel's face tightened. He swallowed hard. "Cindy, yes. There was someone, but it ended before I came here. I didn't want it to interfere with you. I made mistakes, but I'm trying to be honest now." Hannah stepped forward, her gaze piercing. "Mom deserves honesty, Mel, not vague explanations. Were you truly committed to Cindy from the beginning, or were you just playing along until someone else came along?" The contestants gasped. Some murmured in agreement, some shook their heads in disbelief. Mel's jaw clenched, and for the first time, he looked vulnerable. I came here hoping to find someone real. Cindy, you're real. That's all I know for certain." Cindy felt a rush of emotion. Her heart wanted to forgive, to trust, but her mind screamed caution. She glanced at Hannah, who gave her a subtle nod of support, silent validation that whatever decision she made, she was not alone. The ultimate choice. The producers reminded everyone that tonight was a rose ceremony, the final opportunity for Cindy to choose. The other women looked on, some with sympathy, some with envy. Mel waited, the weight of the past and present pressing on him. Cindy walked slowly to the center of the terrace. "This has been the hardest decision of my life," she said, her voice calm but resolute. "Mel, I've seen glimpses of your sincerity, and I've felt the potential of what could be. But trust isn't built in moments. It's built over time through honesty and consistency. I have to protect my heart and my relationship with my daughter, Hannah, who has always looked out for me." The terrace was silent. Every contestant leaned in, the cameras capturing the suspense. Cindy took a deep breath. "Mel, I cannot give you a rose tonight. I hope you understand that my decision comes from a place of love and self-respect." Mel's shoulders slumped. The disappointment was clear, but there was also a flicker of respect. "I understand, Cindy. I hope one day I can earn the trust I lost. I truly wish you the best." Hannah stepped forward and hugged her mother tightly. "I'm proud of you, Mom. You did the right thing." Cindy smiled through her tears. "Thank you, Hannah. I couldn't have done this without you." The other contestants erupted in whispers and applause. While some were surprised, others nodded in agreement, recognizing the courage it took for Cindy to choose integrity over fantasy. Epilogue: a mother-daughter bond that can't be broken. Weeks later, Cindy and Hannah returned home, free from the cameras, the drama, and the roses. They laughed together over breakfast, reminiscing about the whirlwind of emotions and life lessons the show had provided. "Mom," Hannah said with a grin, "you didn't need a rose to prove your worth. You're already a winner because you stayed true to yourself." Cindy hugged her daughter, feeling an overwhelming sense of love and relief. "And you're my biggest win, Hannah. No Bachelor, no drama, nothing can ever change that." The Golden Bachelor may have been full of suspense, glamour, and heartbreak, but Cindy and Hannah knew something more valuable than any rose: the unbreakable, unwavering bond between mother and daughter. And as the sun rose over their quiet home, they shared a knowing smile. Life would always have surprises, but together they were unstoppable.